Bro, for a long time, I struggled with my manhood. I struggled with figuring out who I was as a man, how I'm supposed to move, how I'm supposed to carry myself, how I'm supposed to lead others, lead myself. For a long time, I struggled with that. I kind of struggle with it now, but I'm kind of coming out of it. I'm kind of coming. I'm figuring out what my principles are. I'm figuring out how to lead. I'm figuring out my voice as a leader. I'm figuring all that out. But at 21, at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, like you couldn't tell me that I was a man, and I agree with you confidently. I just didn't feel like it because I feel like a man is a leader. A man goes through things. And at that point in time, I didn't feel like I went through enough. Even though I left home, got a job 3 hours away, and I was on my own, really just throwing myself out in the world, really didn't know how to cook, didn't know how to, I knew how to take care of myself in certain ways. But I really didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know, there's a lot of things I didn't know. And I went and jumped out away from home and had to fend for myself, right? Didn't rely on parents. I didn't have to. Well, if I needed to, I could, but I didn't rely on parents in order for me to be me, in order for me to take care of myself, right? So it was that point of time I struggled with figuring out who I was as a man because at no point my father, my grandfather, my uncles never sat me down and was like, you're a man, and this is what men do, right? So for a long time I struggled with that, and I kind of struggle with it now. But I'm getting more of a sense of who I am as a person and as a man. So it's kind of, I get thrown out sometimes for sure. Like I'm not just set in stone. Like this is who I am. You feel me? I'm not as confident as I need to be as a man, right? But for a long time I struggled with that, man. And the only way that you can really get over that, feeling like you're not a man, feeling like you're not capable of leading yourself and leading others, is putting yourself through stuff. Life is like, I really didn't put myself through stuff. Like after 22, that's when I started engaging in life. That's when I got off the video games and really started engaging in life, start getting out. And you can only figure that out for you when life throws you challenges and you prevail and you continue to learn and move forward. So this video may be for younger guys. This may be for younger women if you don't know what a man looks like, what a man is supposed to do. Because we're in a crisis. We're in a masculine crisis right now. Like it's not many good male role models. You feel me? Like, and that's that is what I desire to be. Like that realm. Because I was talking to one of my guys about this. Like I was trying to see where his head at was when it comes to being a man. What is a man? And he was like, he was saying that I want to be this perfect guy. But it's not really wanting to be a perfect guy because I don't want to be a master of everything. But I do want to be real rounded. I want to be that sharpshooter. I want to be that guy that can, if we need to get on the gloves, I ain't got no problem handling myself. If I need to go chef up a meal, I can go do that. If I need to go clean up this house before guests come, I can go do that. Like I want to be able to embody. Like if I need to go give a speech somewhere, I can do that. Like I want to be real rounded in everything. And I don't want to be perfect in everything, but I want to be real rounded because that's what I think a man is. A man is capable in every area of life. That's what I feel like a man is. And there's some areas where I am capable, I'm fully confident in, but there's areas that I do need to improve, like being assertive, being being relentless when it comes to my goals, being relentless when it comes to achieving what I want to achieve in life, when it comes to disciplining or leading like my sisters, when it comes to like it's the leadership thing is my primary focus right now. And I know with leadership, communication is a very big thing. Like I mentioned, that was my that was my goal this year, was to get better with my communication, whether that be being assertive, whether that be channeling my emotions, knowing how to explain my emotions, right? But learning how to, if I see injustice, knowing when and how to speak up. Like those things are what I'm trying to develop now. But that comes with time, that comes with practice. And the only way you get better with talking to people is to talk with people, right? So that's the area I'm trying to develop when it comes to my manhood. But a man is set in his principles. He knows how to carry himself. He has self-respect. He has self-love, because you have to love self before you can love anybody else. You have to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, then you can love others more than you love yourself, and then people don't respect that. So you have to have self-love, and that's another area that I'm growing in. I had to learn the hard way. A man goes through things. A man overcomes challenges. A man is 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 battle tested, because how can you follow somebody that isn't battle tested? How can you follow to somebody that hasn't overcome things? You feel me? Like, and that's what I'm going through now. I'm putting myself in positions like, when it comes to living in that truck. Yes, I'm doing it for a financial reason, but the real reason for me staying in that truck is, I feel like this will be my initiation into manhood. Like, this will be a part of my initiation of manhood, because when I go back 20 years, when I turn 40, 50, I go back 20 years, and I was able to tell my son that I lived in a truck for 2 years, he'd be like, dang, you lived in a truck for 2 years? My little sister be like, you lived in a truck for 2 years? Yeah, I did that. I feel like that'll be a part of that'll solidify me calling myself a man. Like, I have confidence in saying I'm a man, because I went through some type of struggle, even though I didn't have to. I went through some type of struggle, because as a man, you have to go through struggle. Like, I've been researching, and it's like, in some societies, like I'm reading this book on masculinity. Like, there was this story in the book where the older men in the community would get a young boy, and they would put him in a pile of ants and let him be attacked. And he have all these scars and everything. Then they clean him up, and then they give him some type of drug, so he go into a spiritual. It's like a spiritual challenge or a spiritual awakening. And then once he completes all of that, then the older gentlemen in the community, they give him gifts. It's like the initiation into manhood. He's overcome something. He's been through a challenge, right? And I've been watching this show called Vikings, and the main character, like the first couple seasons, was Ragnar Lothbrok, and he is what I would say is a man, because Ragnar was ambitious. Like, he started from the bottom as a farmer and worked his way up to a king. He had to overcome some challenges. He had to kill some people. He had to raid some lands. He had to take over some lands. He had to be battle tested in order for people to follow him, right? But he also was very into his children's lives. He was nurturing to them. He raised them while still being ambitious and doing his thing as a man, as a human being, not even as a man. Like, Ragnar exemplified what I think a man is, and it's a strange time we're living in, but we have to overcome things, and you have to be able to lead yourself. You have to be able to love yourself. You have to be able to lead others, even if you don't have children. You have to be able to lead others to a common goal, whatever that goal may be. So, a situation that led me to questioning my manhood and realizing that I'm not as confident as I need to be. It's areas of my life that I'm not confident in, and that situation brought that out of me. And I have always been like, that was always in the back of my mind. But for me, but because I'm becoming the best version of myself, I'm putting myself in obstacles. Because nothing in my, not in, most of the things that happen in my life, I've allowed to happen in my life. So me going through that situation just lit me on fire. Like, you need to me telling myself, you need to develop these areas in order to achieve the vision that you would like to see. Because I want to have a family. I want to lead a family. I want to lead people, not even just a family, right? So these areas of my life that I haven't developed yet, I need to develop, because time is dwindling, and I need to develop those. So what a man is to me is a man that stands on principles. He loves himself. He knows how to lead. He knows how to he knows how to accomplish goals. He knows how to overcome challenges. He knows how to be emotionally stable, but he also knows how to be compassionate. He knows how to be nurturing. He knows how to love. That's divine masculine and feminine knows how to love one another, because we're not on this earth to fight the world. We're here to love the world, but we're not here to be pushovers. And I know that's something that I have a problem with. I'm very passive. I think I've said this in one of my previous videos. Like, I'm very conservative, but I know I have to come out of that to be able to lead, because there's going to be times where I can't be passive. I have to be assertive. I have to be aggressive sometimes in order to protect me and protect the ones around me, right? So a man is you have to find out what a man is to you, man. Like, there are qualities that are universal when it comes to being a man, but what masculinity looks like for you is up for you to decide. And I struggle with that. Like, I feel like what masculinity was a dude like Mike Tyson, or somebody in leadership and command in the military. That's what I feel like masculinity is, but that's not always true. Masculinity can be expressed in different forms, and that's what I'm discovering for me. And it takes time. That takes overcoming challenges, like I said. And I'm enjoying it, because as I'm going through pain, as I'm getting them ant bites, as I'm getting a spiritual awakening, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful process to see how I'm developing, man. Starting from like 23 is when I started this journey to becoming the best version of myself. And these 2 short years, I've grown a lot, man. And it's great to see. And if you're struggling with it, man, you just gotta put yourself through things. You gotta put yourself through things. You gotta be brave. You gotta be courageous. That's part of being a man. That's part of being a human. If you have ambitions, you gotta put yourself through things, bro. Like I said in my last video, like, I want to get into boxing. I want to learn how to cook. I want to learn how to do a lot of things. Really stretching myself. You feel me? And being what I think a man is, being a well-rounded man. So if you're struggling with what masculinity is, if you're a woman struggling to know, trying to see what a masculine man looks like, it comes in different forms, and what you're attracted to is up to you. But we are in a crisis, man, and it's hard to be a man in this day and age and be confident in who you are. But it has to be done in order for you to survive, in order for you to have children, protect children. You have to figure out what that is for you. And yeah, man, it's I be so vulnerable on this platform, bro. I debated even making this video, but I guess it's just me being vulnerable, and people need to see that. So, man, like, if you're struggling with figuring out what a man is, what a man looks like. You just gotta live, bro. You just have to live. You can't run away from challenges. You have to run towards challenges. You have to be brave. Even if you're a man or a woman, you just have to live, bro. And you'll figure that out for you, what you're attracted to, or what that looks like for you as a man. And when you do find that out, you got to be confident in that. You got to stand in that. You got to be 10 toes down in that. You feel me? Yeah. Man, so yeah. Man, it's a strange time we live in, man. Being a man, it's a strange time. Being a woman trying to find a man, right? It's a strange time we live in, but you live and you learn, dog. That's all I got on that, man. You live and you learn, and you just love life. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. This is who I'm at in my journey, bro. This is what is on my mind. This is what I'm figuring out for myself. And if you're struggling with this as well, then you understand what I'm coming from. If you're a woman and you don't know what a masculine man looks like, you're figuring it out as I'm figuring it out. You feel me? So appreciate you guys for watching, man. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here, man.